Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Diamond Cooper Show, coming to you live from my hometown of Washington, D.C. As you can see, I'm enjoying this wonderful nacho right here. Hump Day nacho. Happy Hump Day to everybody. Live over YouTube, everybody who has joined already and done so. Thank you for hitting that like, boop, and that subscribe, boop. And if it's your first time joining me, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Show your boy some love. I'm going to do the same in return and bring you this content. Before I get into the first segment of the show, which is called For Real, I got to drop the jewels on you first because we got games that's happening early tonight. Excuse me. And we're going to the NBA. San Antonio and Miami game, take it over. Detroit and Sacramento game, take that over as well. It's a 2-pick for you tonight. Get you some money. Pocket it real quick. If you've been paying attention, I'm 9 on my last 11. I'm on fire right now. So I'm trying to keep giving it to you while I'm on the road. San Antonio, Miami, over. Detroit, Sacramento, over. Now let's get to the first segment. For real, Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the National Football League, making in excess of $40 million a year, almost $50 million a year, talking about the removal of punts and kickoffs from the NFL. It's not as safe and exciting. But he did it with a little twist. If you haven't looked at the press conference when Roger Goodell was speaking, make sure you check it out. I'm not the one that's going to run a whole bunch of clips and everything for you. You know, that's not my style. That's not how we run the show. We're going to give you the info, give you the input, and allow you to investigate for yourself. And if you agree, we agree. And if you don't, it's still all love. Special teams changes games. How many times have there been a punt return that changed the complexity of a game, or a kick return that changed the complexity of a game? A block punt, a block field goal, a shank punt, a missed field goal. All of these things are a part of football. And last I checked, field position is the third most important part of football. The first most important part is the score, because whoever has the highest score wins. Second most important part is turnovers, because you got to protect the ball to win. And third is field position, because when you win the field position battle, 85% of the time, you win the game, unless you just have an exorbitant amount of turnovers that just put you so far behind the 8 ball, there's nothing you can do. Injuries are going to happen in football regardless. That's what you sign up for. When you playing in the streets, when you playing hood ball, before you put on equipment, before you get organized football experience, you get hit, you get hurt, you get rug burns, you get strawberries, you get all of that. That's what you sign up for. You can't change the foundation of the game. You already changed the rules so they can't run a wedge anymore when you do a kickoff. So now guys back in the day when they kicked off, usually could have 5 people. And some of y'all remember that's younger. The older crowd remembers even more. You used to be able to have a wedge. Be 4 or 5 guys that's going in the wedge and they connected. And they either going right or left. And you could follow them. But then there was injuries. And then the CTE movie came out with Will Smith emulating the doctor. That was a part of the CTE thing that came about. Excuse me, that players suffer from, like Jim McMahon and others. But all that's happening right now is they're eliminating one phase of the game after another. You can't hit a quarterback in this place. Now you can't hit a quarterback at all. You can't hit a receiver at this far. You can't hit a running back low. If you're an offensive lineman, you can't hit somebody low if somebody else got their hands on them. It's so many different rules that just take away the physicality of the game. Now everybody is learning bad habits. They're teaching bad habits, which is why some of you, just like me, will watch a football game and wonder why a cornerback is checking the wide receiver. And when the wide receiver turns around and look for the ball, the cornerback doesn't turn around and look for the ball. How many times have that happened when y'all watch a football game? I know, right? If you turn around, look for the ball, 9 times out of 10, you're going to touch the ball before the receiver touches the ball. 6 out of 10, you got an interception. That's just right there in your hands. But because of this bad habit shit that's been taught, you got to grab, you got to hold, you got to impede the progress. The fundamentals of the game are gone. That's why I can't wait to see how Tom Brady does when he broadcasting games on Fox next season, because he's going to speak the game from a different perspective. It's going to be about the mechanics and the logistics of the game, how you really play the team sport of football, because a lot of teams not doing it. One phase of the game at a time to make it more entertainment. Look at this Pro Bowl game shit. And even though it had decent ratings and all the networks care about is that they made money off of it, it's not entertainment to those who grew up and understand and love the actual game of football. And you keep taking shit away. They paying you $40 million to be the face of people that keep trying to make the game more valuable, because it's about the bottom line. It's not about the players. It's not about none of that shit. It's about the bottom line. That's why they're talking about futuristically having teams from Europe or Mexico or Germany actually in the NFL, because it's all about the money. Staying in the NFL. My Cowboys did something smart for a change. The Cowboys interviewed Rex Ryan for the defensive coordinator. Now, at first, I heard that we were looking into Ron Rivera, and I didn't like that shit at all. At all. Now, we interviewed Rex Ryan. Now, I can get jiggy with that. And here's why I can get jiggy with that. Rex Ryan brings toughness, accountability. That's what the hell the Dallas Cowboys need. Toughness and accountability, and being able to stop the run. And one thing we know about all of Rex Ryan's defenses, from Baltimore to Detroit to Buffalo, you don't get a lot of run yards against Rex Ryan's defenses. Telling y'all, these nachos are wonderful. Can you help it? Cowboys finally doing something. Seems like you're going all in. Said you was going all in, Jerry. This move right here, this is a good move. This is a move that I think you need to finalize and sign Rex Ryan as defensive coordinator, and bring some accountability and some toughness to these defensive players that we got, and a couple of them doing too much fucking talking. They know who they are. I love it. It's staying in the division. The Commanders officially let Bienemy go. You know, they hired Cliff Kingsbury. He flipped on Las Vegas Raiders, as I spoke to y'all about Monday. Now they iron Caleb Williams, but they got the number 2 pick. Chicago Bears, which acquired the number 1 pick this year from Carolina. Last year, when they swapped and Carolina took Bryce Young, now Chicago has all the leverage. They're going to have to move up the number 1 probably to get him. But I'm going to just say this. and you can mark this, hold it on record. And for those who don't see this show, and you might wind up seeing this show sometime down the road. But mark my words, and I'm sure that I will repeat this down the road, because next season actually begins this calendar year. So it's not going to be a long time before I'm able to revisit this. If the Chicago Bears trade Justin Fields and draft Caleb Williams number 1, they're going to be some shit. I'm letting you know right now. Because what they need to do is go ahead and swap with Washington. Let them take Caleb Williams. You add a couple of extra picks to your portfolio. You take Marvin Harrison Jr. And then you take another offensive lineman. And then you show up that defense. Now you're talking. Now you're building around what you already got. If the Chicago Bears trade Justin Fields, I hope they trade him to Atlanta or Pittsburgh. And if they do, karma and the football gods is going to bust the Bears' ass. Because Caleb Williams don't even want to play for him. It's all about who you know in this business, because Bienemy was supposed to have a head coaching job way before. But they trying to phase out the tough, be hard on the players approach to coaching and phase in the younger, more relatable, nicer. But what happens is you lose discipline. Look what happened with the Chargers. Watch what happened with the Chargers this year. Speaking of the Chargers, excuse me, Jim Harbaugh brought in Jesse Minter, defensive coordinator that he had at Michigan, with them, and he's looking at the bringing in Greg Roman. That was the offensive coordinator in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson, because he's going with a physical style. Your folks here, you need work. You need a job. You in a bad situation. You in a bad spot. What they do? They put in the word for you. Somebody, oh, yeah, I know somebody hiring. I'm going to put in the word for you. Help you out. And that's what happens in the league. Look at all of the coaching trees in the NFL. Look at all of the coaches that's getting hired that are connected to a previous coaching tree, and that were assistants under previous coaches. The whole NFL, they try to keep everything in the family and keep the genre and everything, the balance, like they want to keep it, because that's how it was built. That's what it's instituted, and that's how they operate. And that's why it's the only league where the players don't get the reparations they deserve. But as far as Bienemy goes, I think Andy Reid will bring him back to KC next year, because Andy Reid look out for his people. And I would like to see that. Go ahead, go back to KC. Bump it, man. Now, Travis Kelce, much props to him. Definitely going to go down on the Mount Rushmore of tight ends. But him, other football players, other basketball players, y'all doing a lot of bluffing, man. How you going to act tough, get all in dudes' faces and all this, shove dudes, do all this extra shit, but then as soon as a dude get up in your face and get back to you, you doing all this and then looking at the ref looking for a flag. Or if you're in the NBA and you talking all this shit and you so freaking tough and all this when you talking to the dude, and then as soon as dude get in your face, you doing all this flopping and you looking at the ref looking for a call, looking for a foul, looking for a tech. Look, bruh, y'all made it. You made it. So even if you were from the streets, even if you were tough, even if you were about that life before you got to the position that you got in life, you need to leave that shit behind you. Because what you don't realize is you make yourself look like a fucking joke by trying to act all tough, and then you're looking for a flag or looking for a call. Excuse me. Those things don't add up, bruh. Don't got nothing against none of y'all personally, but just to point it out, like, you're trying to embody and project this image that everybody wants to project and everybody wants to embody, not knowing that the shit you get back from it ain't cool. But then you contradict yourself in the whole time by you trying to get a flag. Now you want some help. And then you laugh like, yeah, you tricked them, but the whole time you was playing tough. And you think that playing tough, and then when somebody get tough with you for real, now you want to go ahead and flip it on them, and you got a flag, you got a penalty, or you got a foul or attack on somebody. So now you feel some justice. That's not tough, nigga. That's soft. That's counterfeit. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Because y'all bluffing like shit out there, man. Stop all that totally tough shit. You niggas ain't with that. Y'all not meeting nobody in the parking lot rumbling. You're not trying to meet up in no secluded location where you got your people, he got his people to make sure don't nobody get out of hand and y'all have a one-on-one. Y'all not living like that. So stop all this bluffing like y'all really tough like that, man. Because y'all not tough. You're making millions of fucking dollars to play sports that we grew up loving and playing, and we watched when we got older if we couldn't play it for entertainment. Leave all that out of it because y'all not about that life. You don't want what come with that life. So stop acting like it, man. For real. Shout out to Brock Purdy. He's taking the narrative that he's just a game manager and Mr. Irrelevant, everything. He taking it as a compliment. Way to go, Brock. Way to go, Brock. But even though I like the story, and I don't like the fact that everybody is being in denial and not embracing the underdog story because it's a good story, I'm still not going against Thanos. And for those who don't know, that's Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is Thanos. And Thanos is inevitable right now. He's the new bar. There's been a couple of people that came in and challenged. Only person he lost to was Brady, Joe Burrow. Yeah, got to go with KC. I love the Brock Purdy story, and I'm glad that he's not allowing the narrative to define him, but you can tell that he heard it. But I got to rock with Thanos, and that's an early due for the Super Bowl. I think I already alluded to it before, but I'm definitely rocking with Kansas City. I'm not even worrying about the points. I'm taking the money line. It just is what it is. Switching gears to more personal things. Jay-Z got an award, the Grammys, and he spoke up for Beyonce. And you got to respect a man speaking up for their woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to respect that. And then you never get too big for it. So no matter how much money you get or what you're doing in life, you still going to stand up for your woman. And he pointed out the fact that she has 33 Grammys and not one Album of the Year award. And that's kind of weird, ain't it? Because when you think about Beyonce, megastar, superstar, one of the greatest performers, etc. And it's like, she doesn't have an Album of the Year. I didn't even know that. And I don't keep up with the Grammys all like that, or the BET Awards. I watch it sometimes here and there, but most of the time I'm consumed on Sundays. And it was crazy because Taylor Swift had got her 4th Album of the Year. And then Mariah Carey and Aretha Franklin don't have an Album of the Year. And I'm like, you talking about politics? Yeah, there's definitely politics involved with all that shit. But I respect the fact that he spoke up for, and it's still kind of baffling that she doesn't have an Album of the Year, for real. Before I get up out of here, there was a premiere earlier, Monique on Club Shay Shay, and Monique went in. OMG. Oh, man. She called out Tyler Perry. But not only did she call him out, she got a recording that she let Shannon Sharp hear before they even started the show. And on this recording, Tyler Perry admitted that he lied on Monique, creating a narrative saying that she was hard to work with and everything, admitted that he was wrong, and that he cost her money. Mm. Mm. And Shannon Sharp said that he had more people coming on after the Cat Williams train. Then he had Country Wayne, then he had Usher, and then now he got Monique, and then now Monique coming in just like Cat was. So Cat was heavy, came with some more mellow, couple of mellow people, Country Wayne and Usher. Boom, but Monique today. She says he cost her millions. She got a recording with the proof, sent it to certain different people. She admitted that out of everybody who had talked bad about her, because she basically been blackballed like the past decade, Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, Lee Daniels, among others. And she said Lee Daniels was the only one that apologized. And I saw it was a public apology, everything like, yeah, flat out, which gives credence to the fact that the others deserve to give her an apology too. She says she only seeking accountability. And when you think about it, how much money that he cost her by creating that narrative, and then her losing roles, like in The Butler, she was supposed to be. She didn't get it. Oprah got it. Then there was another movie that she mentioned, but I'm sorry because I just saw it, so it slips my mind. It was another role that she was supposed to have, and then suddenly Oprah got that too. I think it's fair. And then also, excuse me, also, Shannon Sharp was like looking to the camera and invited Tyler Perry and Oprah to come on. And Monique was like, her and her husband to sit there too, and they could talk it out right there on the show. Big shit. I like that. That's the type of stuff I'm gonna try to create when I had a guest on here. We can create that narrative and find ways for everybody to come together, because that's basically what she was talking about. She said she looked up to Oprah, you know what I'm saying, who basically aided Tyler Perry, slandering her, and then switched up on her. And the crazy part about it, she said that she had Monique parents on there. Now, see, that's one thing we don't do. We don't cross the line to violate when it comes to family. We don't do that. Like, me and you got something going on, me and you got something going on, but I ain't involved in your family, nothing. So Oprah bringing her parents on, and then her mom kind of making a, how should I say, creating the image about herself, and what she likes to do in her habits and everything. That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't condone that shit. I'm not crossing no line with no family. That ain't what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain lines you just don't cross. She also said that D.L. Hughley and Kevin Hart ghosted her. And she confirmed Cat Williams' assertions about what goes on in Hollywood and about what goes on with them dudes and how they carry shit. She said that Kevin Hart told her that they was going to do something together. And when it came time, she got a call from his people saying that he didn't want to mess with her no more. So then when she called him, he was like, this, man, hold on. We're going to talk Tuesday, man. We're going to clear this up. It's a big misunderstanding. She said she ain't talked to him in 2 years since. People getting platforms now. See, all this social media, people using it and everything, and people that's all happy-go-lucky, when it's going good for them and they getting this bread and they getting these deals. But now the people that you done fucked over, and the people that you done stabbed in the back, and the people that you done pushed to the wayside, and the people that you done turned the blind eye to, the people you turned the cold shoulder to, now they coming out letting it be known what you motherfuckers doing. It happens in all walks of life. This is America, Jack. Y'all know where y'all at. This is America, man. This ain't no land of the free and the home of the brave. That's some bullshit. This is the land of slave masters and slaves. It always has been since they instituted this shit in the 1700s. And it always will be, because they keep finding different ways to keep us blind to what's really going on So we wind up looking at shit that is nothing to look up to, and we wind up embracing shit and admiring stuff that has nothing to do or is not conducive to our growth in any shape, form, or fashion. It's the American way. Teach those who don't have to stay in the position that they're in so we can stay in the position that we're in, the haves and the have-nots. That's what's going on. So when you see this shit happening, like Cat Williams interview and then Monique interview today, you see what goes on in America all the time in all walks of life, even if it's just down to a fucking job at Papa John's. You're only worth what you can produce to help their bottom line. That's what it's about. And if they got some shit in place and they got rules in place and they feel as though you got to go through these steps in order for them to open these certain doors to allow you to have the impact you want to have in Hollywood or in whatever profession that you're in, they have certain shit that they want you to succumb to. And if you choose not to succumb to it, you get blackballed, you get degraded, you get people lying on you, trying to act like you stole from them, you get people trying to come up with lawsuits against you, all kind of shit. So if you haven't checked it out, go check that out on Club Shay Shay, man, the interview with Monique, because all she did was double down on the same thing that Cat Williams was saying. Sometimes people sell out their own people for position. And it doesn't just happen in mainstream. It happens everywhere. It happens on the regular 9-to-5 workplace. You always got people bringing each other down. Our own people bringing each other down, putting each other down. But then you want to try to make it seem like the one that's coming out and letting it be known is the bad guy when they the one that's giving you the truth. So what you with? You gonna keep rocking with what's been taught to you all this time that ain't helped you or your people, or you gonna think for yourself and actually see what's really going on? Because when you look at it, when you got recordings, you got evidence and paperwork and shit like that, you can't deny it. It's undeniable. Don't go off of what anybody tells you. Research, learn for yourself, and make sure you know what it is you're listening to, or what it is you backing up, what it is you rocking with your people for, whatever the case might be. Make sure you're never selling yourself short. Shout out to Nell for these nachos. I'm about to finish crushing this and then watch some games. For those who aren't paying attention, San Antonio and Miami over, Detroit and Sacramento over. If you haven't already got it in, go get you some money. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Hopefully be on with a special guest. Hopefully tomorrow. Peace and love. Thank you for tuning in.